Is right now a good time to buy or sell a home in Las Vegas? Stick with me because in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly what the market looked like in April 2026. We're also going to recap the entire first quarter of the year. We're going to share some wild real estate news from around the valley and show you exactly what our clients have been doing to win in this market. My name is Isaac, your Las Vegas real estate expert, and this is your April 2026 housing market update. So let's get into it. All right, let's start with the boring stuff, the numbers. And we get this information directly from the Las Vegas Realtors MLS, which is the most reliable data source we have for our local market. Now, for single family homes in April 2026, we saw 2,100 homes sold, and that's down about 3% from last year. But here's the thing. Fewer sales doesn't always mean a bad market. It means buyers are being very selective. Now, as far as the median sale price, we saw a new updated sale price of $473,875. Now, this is down about 1.3% from last year. We're not in a crash. This is just a soft landing. 6,689 homes were available, and that's up 7.7% from a year ago, giving buyers more choices than we've had in a long time. Our monthly supply is 3.2 months, and anything under 6 months still technically is a seller's market. Now, as far as condos and townhomes go, we saw 533 townhomes and condos get sold with a median price of about $290,000, which is down 4.2% year over year. Now, inventory is also up 7.9%, and that's sitting at about 4.8 months of supply, which is more of a balanced market. So what's the takeaway? This is not a seller's market. It's not a buyer's market. It's a strategy market. The people winning right now on both sides have a plan. Now let's zoom out and look at the first quarter, January through March, because context matters a lot. Now, January was slow and cold, and I'm not just talking about the weather. Single family sales were down 8.4% from the year before. Only 41.8% of homes sold within the first 30 days. Inventory was rising fast, up nearly 19% from January 2025. It was a tough month to be a seller if your home wasn't priced right or wasn't updated. Now, February started picking up a little bit. We saw a nice jump in the number of closings month over month, but year over year, numbers were still soft. The condo market especially struggled with inventory sitting at 5.3 months of supply, and that's basically a buyer's market for condos. March was where things started to shift. Single-family sales jumped about almost 7% compared to the year before, and that's the only month in the quarter where we outpaced the prior year. The spring market woke up, new listings came in at a healthy pace, and buyers who had been sitting on the fence started making moves. Then April continued that momentum, and that's where we are now. So what is the overall quarter one story? The market separated the prepared from the unprepared. Updated homes priced right sold fast. Overpriced and outdated homes sat. And probably some of those are still sitting. So here's what I'm seeing every single day working with buyers and sellers here in the Valley. Buyers are still active, but they're very picky. And honestly, I don't blame them. When you're spending $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 on a home, you don't want something that's outdated. The whole contrary. You want new, updated, fresh, and modern. What's flying off the market? Remodeled kitchens, new flooring, modern finishes. So if your home still looks like 2005, it's gonna sit. Another thing to consider is that most buyers have pets or kids or both. And that means that they really are gonna be interested in good schools, parks nearby. And one of the biggest things is a large, finished, completed, nice backyard. So if your backyard is just dirt and a wall, buyers are mentally thinking tens of thousands of dollars that they have to spend on updating that backyard. And that's even before they walk through the door. And here's the elephant in the room. New construction builders are competing hard for buyers right now. We're talking below market interest rates. And of course, they provide a 10-year home warranty. And builders are paying thousands in upgrades and closing costs. That's a tough competition for resale homes. Which means if you're a seller, your home has to show like it competes with a new home. But here's the flip side. If you're a buyer, new construction isn't always the right move. Builders don't negotiate the same way that a motivated private seller does. There are deals on both sides right now. You just have to know where to look and where to find them. Now, market data is very important. We know that. The stats matter. But at the end of the day, it isn't about numbers. It isn't about commission checks. This job is about people. And I want to share 3 stories with you guys because these are moments that remind me of why I do what I do. The first one. So let's talk about 1419 East Oakey. I've known this family for a long time, and they had poured everything into this home, a complete remodel. They bought this, they completely gutted it. They did it exactly the way they wanted, a gorgeous new modern pool. They even had an attached casita that was generating them income on Airbnb. This was their home, their sanctuary. They had poured a lot of money into making this their home. So they really weren't planning to sell it. But life had other plans. The wife ended up getting a new job out of state, which was a great opportunity, one of those opportunities that you just can't turn down. So when that moment came, when it was time to make one of their biggest decisions of their lives, well, they decided to call me. And I don't take that lightly. When someone trusts you enough with something this important, you got to show up. So our team got started on everything. We handled everything from the marketing, the showings, the negotiations. And on this particular property, we decided to run a coming soon campaign because there was just nothing really that compared to this home. So we wanted to make sure that before it went live, there was a lot of traction. There was a lot of exposure to it. And sure enough, we had buyers lined up to see this property. So we were able to sell this home in 0 days on the market, on the seller's timelines, with the terms that they wanted and that they needed. All they had to do was focus on their move and their next chapter. And that's what it really is about. Now for our second story, we have also some dear friends of mine who had been searching for a home. We had been looking and just really nothing was checking all of their boxes. So once we kind of realized that the resale market really wasn't delivering what they needed, we decided to look back at new construction, specifically a community over at LGI Homes. And here's where relationships really make the difference. I've built a good relationship with the LGI sales team there, but also one of the big heads, big honchos there happens to be a friend and a client of mine. So when my friends finally decided that they were going to go with this particular model that they loved, and the special rate promotion had just expired, like we were late by like a day. Well, it was an easy exception that they were able to make because of that good relationship we had. So because of the trust we built over the years of working together, they decided to make an exception. My clients ended up getting their brand new home, a below market interest rate, and the builder covered almost all of their closing costs. They only had to pay $3,000 out of pocket to be able to close on this home in closing cost. A brand new home, an incredible deal, and it happened because in this business, who you know and how you treat people matters a lot. And finally, the third story. This one's extra special to me because this isn't just a new client. This is somebody who I've worked with before. This was our third transaction together, and I had helped them sell a home. I had helped them buy one, and now we were doing it all over again. They've been working really, really hard to build their businesses. They work hard for their family, and after all of that, they finally had reached a point where they could afford to stop settling and go after their dream home. Now, the wife had been watching the market, kind of looking for what was out there. She hadn't really seen anything that she liked until one morning she saw this beautiful property, and she reached out early in the day, and I told her, hey, let's go take a look at the property. It might not look as good as it does in photos. Boy, was I wrong. It looked even better. And she, of course, fell in love with that property. So, of course, she wasn't ready to buy. She had to go through the pre-approval process. Kind of went a little backwards on this, but I understood the background of them. So I told them, hey, reach out to our lender, get pre-approved. And, of course, within 24 hours, she was approved. So we decided to submit an offer. And after a few days of going back and forth on the seller, we were able to get them in escrow with the seller covering a huge portion of their closing costs. Well, 21 days later, even with a few roadblocks, they were moving into a home where their kids are going to end up growing up in, where memories will be made for decades. And I got to be a small part of that. And that is why I do this, not for the commissions, not for the accolades, for moments like these, for friends who trust me with the most important decision of their lives, and for families who work hard and deserve someone in their corner fighting for them. If you have a story like one of these, or if you're trying to write yours, I'd love to be a part of it. Okay, let's have a little fun. Because while we're out here helping everyday buyers and sellers, Las Vegas has also been making some absolutely wild headlines in real estate this year. So the most expensive home sold in Las Vegas in 2026 so far is a $22.5 million home, a new construction estate in the Summit Club in Summerlin, almost 12,000 square feet on a private cul-de-sac. It was originally listed at $27 million. So even the luxury buyers are negotiating. And if that's not enough, an LA billionaire paid $21 million for a condo. Yes, a condo in the Summit Club. $21 million for a condo with a pool on the balcony. What about on the Strip? Well, a penthouse at the Waldorf Astoria just broke records. It sold for over $10 million on the 42nd floor. Panoramic views of the Strip, 2 bedrooms, 3 baths, just under 4,000 square feet. And that was the most expensive high-rise sale in Las Vegas in 2026 until another unit in the same building on the 45th floor sold for just under $12 million less than a month ago. And yes, celebrities are still very much calling Las Vegas home. Floyd Mayweather has a $10 million mansion in Queensridge. Mark Wahlberg is building roots in Summerlin. And the Raiders, Max Crosby in his $5.6 million home with an indoor basketball court. And I think he's buying some more lots. Who knows what he's going to be doing on those lots there. Las Vegas is absolutely having a moment. And frankly, the everyday market reflects the same energy. People are choosing Las Vegas. So before I wrap up, I have to share something that means the world to my team and I. We were just named a Best of 2026 award winner by BusinessRate, powered by Google Reviews, for real estate agency here in downtown Las Vegas. And I'll be honest with you, this one was a huge shock to me, and it hits different because this award isn't based on what I say about our team. It's based on what our clients are saying about us. Real people, real experiences, real reviews. So if you've ever worked with us, if you've ever trusted us with your home, your family, your future, this award really is all about you. So I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. You are the reason we show up every single day and give everything we got. We don't take that trust for granted, not for a single second. So here's the bottom line for you. If you're a seller, now is not the time to overprice and hope. Buyers are informed, they have options, and they will walk away from anything that isn't priced and presented correctly. But if you have an updated home and the right strategy, you can absolutely win. If you're a buyer, you have more negotiating power than you did 2 years ago. Interest rates may have room to drop by year end. More inventory means more choices. This might be the best window we've had in years to make a move before prices start climbing again. Either way, don't try to do this alone. This is why you got me. I'm a Las Vegas real estate expert, and I'm here to help you navigate this market, whether you're buying, you're selling, or just trying to figure out what your home is worth right now. You can either click the link below to connect with me directly or connect with me on any of my socials. Let's have a real conversation about your situation. No pressure, no sales pitch, just real answers. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone you know who's thinking about buying or selling. Either way, I'll see you on the next month's update.